For many years, the advice we received about breakfast seemed to encourage a certain way of eating that, frankly, science is now showing us was quite misguided. The idea that we need to eat every few hours to stoke the metabolism, or that certain traditional breakfast foods are inherently healthy for everyone, simply isn't holding up under the light of new scientific understanding. When we talk about reversing aging and building health, it's not just about what we add to our plates, but critically, what we decide to leave off. And believe me, when it comes to breakfast, many of the items we've been told are perfectly fine or even good for us are actually working against our body's incredible innate healing systems. So let's explore the top foods you should add or remove from your breakfast, and more importantly, why. The chief culprits: sugar and refined starches. If there's one overarching theme that emerges from the latest health science, it's this: sugar and refined starches are the primary drivers of disease and accelerated aging. And unfortunately, many of our conventional breakfast staples are packed with them. Think about your typical American breakfast. Pancakes, French toast, muffins, bagels. These are often made from white flour and loaded with added sugar or syrups. Your body treats these refined carbohydrates almost identically to pure sugar once they're digested. In fact, white flour has a higher glycemic index than table sugar, meaning it can raise your blood sugar more rapidly. Cereal. Many popular breakfast cereals are, astonishingly, about 75% sugar. I've often referred to them as a cereal killer in this context because of how detrimental they can be. Sweetened coffees and teas, lattes, frappuccinos, mochas. These often contain hundreds of calories of liquid sugar, turning a potentially beneficial beverage into a sugary disaster. Even fruit juice, often perceived as healthy, is essentially liquid sugar calories without the beneficial fiber of whole fruit. Why are these so problematic, especially first thing in the morning? 1. Insulin spikes and insulin resistance. When you consume a breakfast high in sugar and refined starches, your body's pancreas rushes to produce a lot of insulin to clear that sugar from your bloodstream. Insulin is essentially your body's fat storage hormone, and constantly spiking it trains your cells to become resistant to its effects. This means your body needs more and more insulin just to do the same job, leading to a cascade of harmful effects including dangerous belly fat storage, increased hunger and cravings, and widespread inflammation. This insulin resistance is, in fact, at the root of much of the aging process and affects more than 9 out of 10 Americans. 2. The sugar messes up everything principle. As Dr. David Sinclair, a leading aging researcher and professor of genetics at Harvard, has pointed out, it's sugar that messes it all up when it comes to vital longevity switches in our bodies. These switches, like sirtuins, are crucial for regulating gene expression, lowering inflammation, improving metabolism, and fixing DNA damage. A constant flood of sugar essentially prevents them from doing their critical work. Think of it. A bagel or a soda is literally the best way to turn off their benefits. 3. Advanced glycation end products. When too much sugar courses through your body, it gloms onto proteins, causing irreversible damage called glycation. This process, similar to the browning of a crème brûlée, creates compounds called AGEs that accelerate aging and cause inflammation, damaging everything from your skin and bones to blood vessels, potentially leading to high blood pressure, heart failure, and dementia. 4. Fueling inflammation and gut imbalance. Sugar and starch are the preferred fuel for harmful bacteria and yeast in your gut, leading to an imbalance in your microbiome, what we call dysbiosis, and contributing to leaky gut. Since a large part of your immune system resides in your gut, this can trigger systemic inflammation, accelerating disease and aging. The broader category: ultra-processed foods. Beyond just sugar and starch, many breakfast items fall into the category of ultra-processed foods. These aren't really food in the truest sense. They're food-like substances. As one of the sources highlights, the definition of food means a nutritious substance to maintain life and growth, but ultra-processed foods actually impede life and impede health and impede growth. These items often contain artificial preservatives, coloring, and flavoring. These are industrial agricultural products. that are chemically deconstructed and reassembled into something that isn't really food. Additives, thickeners, and emulsifiers. Ingredients like carrageenan in various gums are commonly used in processed foods, including many yogurts and alternative milks, and they can cause leaky gut and autoimmune diseases. Refined and hydrogenated oils. Many processed breakfast foods, like pastries or certain breakfast bars, contain oils that have been industrially produced, solvent extracted, heat treated, and oxidized. These bad fats can trigger metabolic issues and inflammation and are detrimental to your mitochondria, the energy powerhouses of your cells. The advice is simple. If you wouldn't find an ingredient in your own kitchen for cooking, you shouldn't eat it. A nuanced consideration. Dairy. While dairy isn't universally bad, industrialized dairy can be bad for the environment, and most people don't digest it well. It has been linked to inflammation, cancer, osteoporosis, autoimmune conditions, and digestive problems. Sweetened, low-fat yogurt. This is specifically singled out as problematic. When fat is removed from yogurt, companies often add sugar and highly toxic emulsifiers to make up for the taste and texture, which can harm your gut microbiome and cause leaky gut, undoing any probiotic benefits you might have sought. Many sweetened yogurts can have more sugar per serving than soda. Better alternatives. If you consume dairy, consider grass-fed, organic, and ideally regeneratively raised options. Goat and sheep products, which contain A2 casein, are generally better tolerated and less likely to cause inflammation than A1 casein found in industrial cow's milk. Understanding the why for your health journey. It's vital to grasp that avoiding these foods isn't about deprivation. It's about empowering your body to heal and thrive. When you eat foods high in sugar, refined starches, unhealthy fats, and artificial additives, you are actively impeding your body's natural repair mechanisms, accelerating what we now understand as abnormal aging. These foods directly interfere with the hallmarks of aging, the fundamental problems that occur in our biology as we get older. They disrupt your hormone and nutrient signaling pathways, especially insulin. They contribute to inflammation or inflammaging, which is a major driver of chronic disease. They damage your DNA and accelerate telomere shortening, affecting your genetic blueprint. They injure your mitochondria, leading to less energy and slower metabolism. They exhaust your stem cells, impairing your body's ability to regenerate. They foster zombie cells, senescent cells, that don't die off but linger, causing more inflammation and aging. The good news is that by simply shifting your breakfast choices away from these less than ideal foods, you begin to activate your body's powerful, built-in self-healing capabilities. It truly can start a reversal process, setting you on a path to feeling more energetic, focused, and vibrant. Your body is the smartest doctor in the room. Listen to what it tells you when you make these changes.